With a lot of the world still in a state of topsy-turviness and in semi-isolation, we thought on the Late Break Show, why not offer the chance to host some of your vehicles? So we put the word out to send us a 2-minute video of what you have in your garage or your shed on your drive, why you like it, what state it's in, what it does for you. And I'm glad to say we've been absolutely inundated with these videos. I'm chuffed to pieces at the variety. So this video is episode number 1 of Projects of the People. I'm Jonny Smith, welcome to the Late Break Show. We kick off with 3 home-brewed restomod projects. A Vauxhall engine Mk2 Escort, a Greek-imported BMW 602 with a Z3 engine, and a spindly little 1978 Honda moped bought from a field after seeing it in a video that may or may not have involved me. And then rebuilt on a boat. Yes, interesting and unique. Keep watching.
Hi, my name's Chris. This is my 1978 Mk2 Ford Escort. I bought the car 12 years ago, started to restore it straight away. It was a running, working car, but quite scruffy. Quickly realised I didn't have the funds to do it to the specifications that I wanted and that you see here. So I mothballed it and pulled it out a couple of years ago, and it's almost finished, just a few small jobs to do on it. It's very standard looking on the outside, but underneath it's really not standard at all in any way. So I'll run you through a few of those things. The engine is a Vauxhall. Started life as a 2-litre 16 valve from an Astra GSI. This particular one is a 2.1. It's been rebored with forged pistons and rods, QED cams, solid lifters. It's a very good specification. Should make about 225 brake horsepower, but I'm just battling a slight oil leak, which I hope I've fixed now before I can put it on the rolling road to see what figure it actually makes. Lots of custom alloy parts, made myself. Everything here is done by me, with exception to the final paint job. All the prep was done by me, but the paint was sourced out because this garage isn't particularly very good for painting in with the dust. Brakes wise, Willwood. Front brakes, gas suspension. Rear brakes, they are Sierra Cosworth discs converted to disc on the rear. I forgot to mention the gearbox is a Mazda RX-8 6-speed gearbox. Interior wise, trying to keep it fairly sedate. Those aren't the final seats, they are just covers covering the original ropey seats. I'm just waiting for the showrooms to open so I can get myself sat in some seats to figure out what I actually want and like and fit in. I'm a relatively big boy. It's got aftermarket clocks in there. It's got Corsa power steering, electric, and we even have a new old stock Radiomobile radio. That'll do for now. Thank you very much and goodbye.
Right, this is my 1972 BMW 1602, imported from Greece.
Alright guys, quieten down.
Inside, tried to backdate it with Cobra period seats.
Seriously guys, keep it quiet.
Inspired by E30 M3. Now running a BMW twin cam 1.9 on throttle bodies with standalone engine management. All taken from BMW Z3. And the engine bay was repainted before we dropped the engine in. I say we, all the work was done by Joe at ARM BMW down here in Cornwall. Suspension is gas coilovers, gas golds all round, and they're adjustable top mounts. Engine management is DTA, the same as I used to run in my E30 M3, which is the car that inspired this build.
Can people please put down the power tools and let the man speak about his beautiful car?
Which came from Greece. Fortunately a really solid, tidy car. Apart from the mechanicals, all the mechanicals are very tired. And the original engine let go not long after it arrived here in the UK. But structurally good. Had one repair to the rear quarter, but nothing too bad. The wheels are done VW alloys, VWA rather, done in a period gold finish. Still a lot of bits and pieces to finish up, but it is running and driving there. Limited slip differential on the back from Catching Auto France. Hopefully it's going to be on the road within the next week or two. Currently running 180, just over 180 horsepower, which is not bad in something too much.
Hi, I'm Harry, and this is my 1978 Honda Express. First got into wanting one of these strange little mopeds because I've been into these for quite a long time. And these are old shopper bikes. So this one's a Rally 20 that I've modified with modern road bike components, making it 20 speed. And really, all an Express is just one of these with an engine. And this one actually came up for sale in the Field of Dreams, so that auction in Evesham that was covered on the Smith and Sniff YouTube channel. And I bid on it and I won it for 80 quid, which was pretty excellent.
Harry's referring to the Field of Dreams clip, a video of me and Rich Porter, aka Sniff Petrol, where we were walking around a field of auction vehicles and stumbled across this Honda moped, which led to Harry's courageous purchase. Thank you, Harry, and sorry.
Well, is this good stuff?
Is this a Honda Express? I love these rubbish, like, dinner lady style moped.
Dinner lady
I love the Honda Express because it's just all frame and no engine. You just go, what power is it?
I mean, what is that? It must be like sort of 20 cc's
They're
or
just
something.
brilliant. There's another one. They love their Honda Expresses.
There's
another one.
A pile of them.
I kind of want one of these Honda Expresses.
We chucked it in the back of my mate's Citroen and took it back here, and I've restored it during lockdown aboard my narrowboat. Quite literally aboard. It spent a lot of the time actually inside the boat. You can tell I'm single. It's not quite finished yet. There's a couple of parts left to do. I'm waiting for some bolts. They're on order, but it's all running, it's riding. Giving it a little test, and I can't wait to get out on the road on it as soon as I can. It's certainly going to be an interesting experience, especially as it has a big bore kit on it. So it's now increased to 90 cc's. It's got a bigger carb on it than standard, so it should be a right little fire breather. But that's not the end of it, because I've just bought another one in even worse state than this one was, and my plan is to EV convert it. Let's see if we can get an Express to 60 miles an hour.
The next three are the slickest videos that we were sent, and it turns out that these people have got their own YouTube channels, hence the strong production values of Tom Shorrock, Harriet Fuller and Yusuf Ashraf. An immaculate custom Mini, a 66 VW Beetle and a gorgeous Alfa Romeo Giulia Super, built to be driven.
Tom Shorrock. I run a YouTube channel called Total Car Reviews. Now this car is my absolute pride and joy. This car is the first car that I ever restored and built myself. This car, I absolutely love it with a passion. It's a car that I go out in, it turns heads, it's all custom built and personalised to how I actually wanted the car. We've gone with a tartan red and a black roof, and we've gone with the Mark 1 moustache grille, which is the very famous face of where, if you look at all Minis now, this grille is sort of incorporated into the new Minis. If we pop the bonnet, I'll show you what's underneath and you can see the quality of this restoration. Every time I look into this engine bay, all I can see is the hours of work, the cleaning, the painting, the polishing, and everything that I've put into this car, my blood, sweat and beers, as I'll call it. And I just absolutely love it to pieces. It's probably one of my favourite cars. I will never part with this car. It is something that is mine. It's got my stamp on it. So some of the performance specs of this car, you may be wondering. It has an absolutely impressive, staggering 54 horsepower. Now, obviously Minis were 40 brake horsepower standard. This is 54 due to the fact we've got a bigger fuel jet in the single SU cab. We've got a full 3-to-1 manifold stainless steel all the way back out, and it's basically just been tuned great by a company called Minisport up in Padiham. Now this interior is actually custom to how I all wanted it, especially with the wooden wheel, the tan brown leather, the tan diamond stitching across the door with all the brushed stainless accessories. These air vents are actually out of a Mercedes A-Class, which I've modified to fit. Custom gear knob and my signature in it, custom indicator stalks that I've currently designed with a partner of mine that will be selling these soon. Obviously the signature transpires through the interior into the headrests. It is absolutely bliss and probably one of my favourite parts of this car. Now you're probably wondering, what does it sound like?
Oh. Right, this is my 1972 Alfa Giulia Super 1.3. I've owned the car for about 3 years now. We got it from Bologna in Italy, where I just fell in love with this little angry looking Italian sports saloon. And we've since brought it home, and over the 3 years I've owned it, there's been a huge amount of work that me and my dad have put into this car, and money as well. So we've done things like change all the suspension bushes, it's got alcoholic springs on it, pony dampers, rebuilt carburetors, a rolling road tune, so there's a huge list. But all of it is geared towards making this the best road car it can be. And well, the results are magical. Oh man, this car is just something else. The way it goes down the road is like nothing I've ever driven. And the tweaks that I've made have just elevated the level of enjoyment. As standard, these are beautifully set up cars. They're comfortable, they're tourers, they've got space for 4. But the thing about a 105 is that you've got a base to take it anywhere you want. You can leave it as a comfortable tourer, or you can make it a little rampant rally car like I've done. And if you look at the front of this car and imagine how it sounds, that's exactly how it sounds. Have a listen. It's an angry little wasp, this car. It's up and at you, it wants to go, straining at the leash. And I just love the idea of bringing a few mates with you in comfort and with practicality, a huge boot, and you can take it on long trips and have an absolute blast and share the experience, which I love.
I've got to hand it to Yusuf. He chose this unusual Alfa at 18 and seems to be able to drive better, talk more articulately and make better car videos than me. Suddenly I feel a bit redundant.
To me anyway, this is just the coolest car in the world. I adore this thing. And I think it's going to stay for a very long time.
Hello, welcome to today's video. I'm going to explain to you how I came about owning my very own VW Beetle. So Baloo is actually the second VW Beetle that I've owned. The first one was a 1972, she was red and cream and she was called Rhea. And I took her to be restored here on the Isle of Wight. Unfortunately, she was written off by the person that was doing it. So I managed to grab my 66 Beetle Baloo from a nearby person who was selling him. And since I've had him, quite a lot's changed. Myself and my mechanic have actually done a whole engine rebuild. He's had a new wiring loom fitted, as well as lots of other bits and pieces. I've just ordered a new carburettor from the Netherlands that I'm hoping will help, because he's actually been through 5 carburettors and we just haven't found one that fits. So yeah, lots of stuff's changed since I've had him. He's been restored and painted locally on the Isle of Wight, so I was able to choose the colour scheme. I'm now working on the interior by changing lots of bits and pieces, making him a lot creamer and nicer inside. He will never be a showpiece, but I love him to pieces and I love taking him to car shows when it's possible. He's been to the mainland a couple of times now for some adventures. Unfortunately, not every single one has gone to plan and I have come back on a breakdown truck more than once. But with all the work that I'm doing to him, I really hope that we can get him a lot more reliable so I can go without any hiccups. He's a 1200 engine and a lot of fun to drive around, and I love getting all the waves and smiles that I do when I'm in him. I love the sound that he makes when he starts, and I love driving him around the island. He's so much fun. The best thing about him is that he's a very easy car to learn about, and I'm constantly tinkering with him and doing bits and pieces, and as you can see from my YouTube channel, I've made quite a few videos. So that's all there is to it. Thanks for watching, and me and Baloo will see you again soon.
The next trio of videos are based around sentiment, where the machine is so symbolic to its owner. Will with his BMW E30 estate, originally owned from new by his grandma, Rob's 80s Honda NS400R superbike in Belgium, and Noel's pint-sized Seat.
Just wanted to show you my two cars. I am a BMW estate addict. So this is my BMW E46 Touring 320D. Lovely car to drive, nice leather interior, big boot. It's really great for camping. I've put Rondel contour wheels on from older BMWs. I like the kind of 90s look. Yeah, that's my daily driver. But my project car is this BMW E30 Touring in lovely Alpine white. This car has been in the family since new, 1989. My grandmother bought it. And I grew up with this car. I grew up being driven around in it, taken to the shops, being picked up from school. Yeah, so it's a very special car to me. It's got the 6-cylinder 320i.
Sorry, Will, do you collect bags of tarmac?
I need to do a few cosmetic things. I need to repaint some of the lower valances, stuff like that. There's various dents and scratches. You know, it's over 30 years old now. It's got lovely leather interior, which I love. It's probably my favourite thing about the car is the interior. At the moment, it's stuck in the garage. It has some fairly serious rust issues. Over lockdown, I bought a welder and I taught myself how to weld, and I managed to weld up the front arches. So they're all secure now, and also both sills, but there's still some serious issues at the back, which I won't be able to show because it's too dark, but I'm soldering on. I will get it fixed and get it back on the road. And of course, the best thing about the car is the boot, because it's huge. Unleaded BMW.
It's fantastic to see Will keeping his grand's car in fine fettle. You see, memories of cars are often cemented by childhood experiences like this. It isn't the same one as my grandparents, but my Allegro project exists because of this very nostalgia.
This is my bike. It's a Honda NS400R, 3-cylinder 2-stroke from 86, pictured in about 89 outside my parents' house in the UK. When I moved to Belgium in 92, I brought the bike with me. But, as you can see, there's a few bits missing. Anyway, they're not missing, they're under here. The engine's under there, on the bench, and in the shelf there, and behind the shed, in the other shed, the adjoining shed. So what's the story? In 92, 93, I think I took the engine out soon after I got here, because it had a leaky gasket. And as you can see, it never got put back in. And 2 kids came along, lots of other stuff. It stood in a horrible little garage, feeling sorry for itself. Until March last year, when I moved into this lovely heated shed with a bike end. I built a rolling table for the bike so I can get all around it and push it out the way when I need to. And I started stripping bits and pieces off of it to start cleaning it properly. With the assistance of the workshop manual, I've started to clean up bits to go back on. It's not going to be OEM quality, it's going to be rideable, nice quality, as it was. It's fully original UK spec. I think there are about 12,000 NS400s built in total worldwide. This one's got 37,000 miles. It's completely original, all the bits are there. And I love it, I absolutely love it. I love the smell, the noise, the fact that it can just blast off 600s without an issue. It surprises everybody. So it's not going anywhere. Well, hopefully it gets off this bench and goes onto the road, but as a winter project, hopefully just one winter. There you go. That's my NS400. Thanks for watching.
Hi Johnny, hi Low Brake team. Welcome to slightly snowy Somerset. My name is Noel and this is my Projects for the People car. It's not really a project, if I'm honest. It's more of a passion for the car, more of a love for the car, but you did say anything at all. So what we have here is a 2013 Seat Mii. It's not, like I say, it's not a project, it's not a classic car, it is a car that's very special to me. It's the first car I ever bought brand new, so I know every single mile it's done. It has a slight nod to a classic there, look, the number plate you see, that's from an old classic Herald I used to own. It's a car that helped me start my business, my driving school business. I'd have been lost without it. It done very, very well. It's a car that now taught my son to drive, and frankly it's just absolutely perfect. If you said to me you're going to drive to Scotland tomorrow, I'd grab the keys to that. There's no way I would choose any other car that we've got. It's a little bit out of the box really. It's a little bit sort of not everybody's first choice of wonderful car, but to me, it's everything. It's a cracking little car. It's done us proud over the last 7 or 8 years, particularly me. It's helped me in my business. It's an absolute gem. That is why I am proposing it for Projects for the People. I'm very cold now, my hand's gone numb. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Low Brake team. Brilliant work. Keep it up.
This final video stands out for me, and it's from a chap called Joel Richardson. Now Joel has cerebral palsy, but with a mate of his he's challenged himself to try and build a special bodied pre-war Austin. And although 2 minutes really doesn't do it justice, I'm so proud of what fabrication and engineering these guys have achieved in their garage recently. I've actually found it incredibly motivating. I hope you do too. I don't know about you, but I hope that the Projects of the People episodes has encouraged us to appreciate what we're all doing and what all keeps us kind of ticking along. Why we like what we like, the determination, the creativity involved in looking after cars or rejuvenating vehicles of some sort. I don't know. For me, it's been automotive voyeurism. It's been fascinating. So thank you for sending all of yours in. Remember, there's 2 more episodes, so get straight on with watching the other episodes of Projects of the People. Thank you.